Okay, so I'm so excited to work with you guys, and I know that, I know Nika, you've been a coach for a little bit, but are kind of restarting. And Beth, is this your first thing? Awesome. Where are you from? I'm gonna make you unmute. Wait, go say that again.
I'm from Kentucky.
Kentucky, awesome. I'm out in Oregon. Tanika's out in Oregon too, right? You're in Oregon, yeah. Okay, perfect. That's what I thought. We're just kind of all scattered over, but I love this business. And so one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to do these little weekly calls, and you're in our new coach mentorship. We're giving you those assignments or posts and stuff like that every day, but this is really our time to dive deep with you guys, answer questions, to give you some clarity. I love this business because I think that it has the power to transform so much in your life that you may not even realize. And I know that for me, 4 years in, I've grown and changed in ways that I didn't even know I needed to. And so I think that the very first thing that I always love to talk with about new coaches is your mindset, because I don't know if you know anybody who's done network marketing before, but sometimes we get a bad rap and people are nervous about being salesy or spammy or just that person. I know if you're like me, I never used social media before becoming a coach ever. So there's a lot of just nerves, but what I love about this is that we have a platform to truly take something and make it our own and help so many people. And it's just kind of the gateway. Health and fitness is just the gateway to stuff. So with that said, we're just going to kind of go over just some brief info tonight to get you kind of and then I'll definitely leave time for questions. And if you have questions as I go, please just type them in the chat bar or unmute and interrupt, and that's totally fine too. But the very first thing is, before you worry about anything with the business, challenge groups, coaching, anything, it's just working on yourself first. And I love that. That's the very first thing that you do, because truly you can't help someone else if you don't feel confident in what you have to offer. And the best way to feel confident in what you have to offer is to get your own results and to rock those and to feel really good. And with that being said, you do not need to be at your goals. That's not what I mean by doing this, but truly just starting from a place of I'm going to share my journey and what's working for me in my life and how excited I am about these things. So step one is just getting to know the products, committing to your workout program, committing to nutrition, getting to know those things and using them daily. That will help you fall in love with it. Then you're going to share about that, and you're going to tell people about your lifestyle. You're going to start posting on social media. You're going to start talking to people, and that can be scary, and we're going to talk you through all that. And you're going to help them as they jump in with you to make those own lifestyle changes. And then very oftentimes they end up becoming coaches themselves because they're experiencing such great results that they want to jump in on that too, which is really, really fun. So that's just step one. Before I get into more information, there's a lot of resources out there. And I will say, I'll put the caveat on that as a new coach, it can feel like there's an overwhelm of resources out there. And there's actually even more now than there was when I first started as a coach. So you kind of have to learn to not tune stuff out, but to know that if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to look, that's a very normal feeling, and you will figure it out. So don't panic about that. But there's your Coach Online office, which you hopefully got an introduction to when you set up stuff. There's your team calls, your team pages. The Beachbody Champions page is a great resource, and these things are linked in my team page and Rachel's team page. YouTube and Google, man, it is the best. I spent hours on the couch late at night after my son went to bed after work, Googling how to use Instagram for Beachbody and how to have a conversation with Beachbody, because guess what? All the tippy top coaches have YouTube channels where they literally share everything. So it's fantastic. Hold on just one second. Hey, Caleb, you need to go do that. I'll talk to you. Sorry. So those things are your very best friends. So know that all the answers are at your fingertips. And then there's FAQs on the website when people have questions about products. And then the national wake-up calls are kind of like your weekly corporate call. I never actually would listen to them live because of work. Now I'm home so I can, but they're always on a podcast. You can catch them on a Facebook page later. So there's just a lot out there. And as a new coach, the very best place that you can be plugged into things that you need to focus on is just your new coach mentorship page. We're going to be sharing everything that you need in there. And so if there's just overwhelm of where to look, just plug in there, tag Rachel, tag myself, ask your questions in there, and we can get that figured out for you. Sorry, we have a new puppy. So right here. He's very cute and very rambunctious. Okay, So now that we got that out of the way, we're going to talk. These are the things, like when people are like, well, what's the secret to success? It's not really a secret, but this is what it is right here, these vital behaviors. And these are the 4 things that I do every day in my business, and Rachel does, and have truly given us success over, I've been in business 4 years, she's been in business 5 years. That's why we're elite teams. And this is it. It's this simple. So we've already talked about the first one, but being proof the products work. Everyone's worried about being salesy. Everyone's worried about people not believing them. So the very, very best thing that you can do for your business is to get your own results and to be able to share those. So I try all sorts of stuff. I was consistent, and I will tell you that being a coach has kept me consistent in my workouts and consistent in my nutrition, because all of a sudden I'm sharing it. So I don't want to like gain 10 pounds every week, because that would be embarrassing. So that is the first thing. The next thing is sharing your journey on social media. And we're going to teach you how to do this in a way that feels authentic to you, that's building connections and not just spamming people. I don't want you just finding random people on Facebook and Instagram that you've never talked to and inviting them to join your boot camp. That's not how we do it. So we're going to teach you how to have those conversations and what to be posting that can get those conversations rolling. The next one, personal development, is probably the most important one on here, if it's not being proof the products work. And this one is really, truly so simple, but it's just spending about 10 minutes a day, or more if you have the time, on really working on your mindset. And so a really great one to start with, if you've never read it, is called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. It's what we recommend for our new coaches. And that is like, I always just say, like, that's the first one. I think it's $11 on Amazon. Go order it on Amazon Prime. But this is something that I actually did not do for my first 2 years as a coach. And I thought, you know what? Sorry. Hey guys, please go play in the room. Hey, I got it off. Sorry. That I thought, you know what? Like, I'm going to church, and I don't I don't struggle with these things, and I'm a really happy person. I don't need personal development. And then I remember listening to a national wake-up call, and all these top coaches were talking about how personal development changed their business. And I'm like, okay, well, if they did that, then I probably should do that too, because I want to be successful. And I started actually taking time to read things that, like The Slight Edge, The Compound Effect, Girl Wash Your Face, things that would really help encourage me and motivate me and give me business tips and tricks that I didn't have. And that transformed my business. And so this is one of the best things that you can do. And you can fit it in when you're driving, listen to a podcast while you're showering, while you're working out. It doesn't have to be sitting down with a book, but truly taking time to fill your cup through your own fitness, through your own nutrition, through your workouts, and through personal development. That will give you stuff to talk about. That will give you things to post about. That will give you tips and ideas to be able to share on your Instagram stories of how you're suddenly becoming a morning person, or how your anxiety is going down, or those types of things. The last one is the fun one, and it's recognition. We love to party. We love to celebrate success. And so we're going to shout you guys out along the way, and you guys are going to shout your people out. And it truly is just one of those things of recognizing everything that people are doing, whether it's big or small, in order to bring success. Before I kind of move on, do you guys Beth, do you have questions on that at all? Or, Tanika, I know it's a little bit of a review for you, but it's pretty self-forward. Sorry about the kiddos in the background.
It's fine.
Okay. So your first goal as a new coach is to help 3 people. Now, before I kind of talk about this, and you can read it on this slide, I will say, like, Beachbody, I love. Oh, hold on. I'm going to put pause because my husband just walked in the door. Hey, Ben. I have a new coach called. Soup's on the stove. Okay. I can talk to you guys in peace now. Okay. So one thing that I love about coaching is that as a new coach, you're not required to do anything. You can sign 20 people a week. You can sign 0 people. You still get to be a coach. You're still on our team. You're still a part of things. But if you're saying that you want to do this to actually build a business, this is your benchmark. This is your kind of bare minimum. It's one of those things that is going to build that first foundation. And it's so vital in your business to kind of know where the bar is set, to know where you kind of need to level up, or what you kind of have to do each month to really not only break even, but start to earn an income. So this is called Success Club. It's helping 3 new people every single month get set up basically the same way that you did, with a challenge pack, with Shakeology, with the performance line, with their workouts. And we'll help you kind of with that. But basically, there's a couple things that are really cool that happen when you earn Success Club. Is, first of all, you get Success Club points, and they are going to announce it next week, but there's a trip that they do every single year. So if you saw like Rachel and myself on the cruise this last year, we earned that for free for our families. They do trips just for helping 3 people a month, which is really cool for an entire year. You also will earn a free ticket to Summit when you're what's called a Success Starter. They actually just updated this last week, so I need to update this slide. It was your first 3 months. It's now 3 times in your first 6 months as a coach. And so that's a really, really good goal. If this is your first month as a coach is in January, then sometime between now and June, 3 of those months, you will want to have a minimum of 3 people. Hopefully you're doing that every month, but that's kind of your bare thing, because that's going to give you our free ticket to Summit, which is our huge coach gathering. It's in New Orleans this year. It is amazing. I'm an introvert. I'm someone who's like not very exciting, and I love Summit even. So it's a really, really, really neat opportunity. And as a new coach, it's one of those things that's really going to change your business, because all of a sudden you're going to be able to start dreaming bigger than you ever knew about. You're going to start first with the people who already know, like, and trust you. Your friends and family. This is not selling awkwardly to them. This is not being spammy, but it's truly the people who already know that you're a person of integrity. They, not just some random person on Instagram who's never talked to you before. So it's just going to be the people who kind of, as you're starting to share your journey, they're going to come along with and support you. My first customers were my dad. He wanted to drink Shakeology, one of my roommates from college, and a friend from college who already was like, yeah, we want to get healthy too. This sounds great. So that's really just your first benchmark. And every single month, that's going to be your minimum goal. And truly, you have 30 days to help 3 people, which is really, like, if you're doing what we tell you to do, that will happen. I know that both Rachel and myself have never missed this goal, because it's so important in our businesses that it's just kind of a non-negotiable that we figure out how to do that. So we'll help you do that this first month. So the very first thing that you are going to do, and you probably are already here, is to commit to a program. So you can host your own, you can team up with your another coach. You are going to be most likely plugged into my challenge group or Rachel's challenge group as a brand new coach. You can also add your own, just do your own thing too, and we can help you with that. This is an example of a post that I did about a year ago, and I was doing Lift 4. So this was kind of me talking about, I'm sharing my 2-week progress pics, and every single week, every Sunday, I would share my day 1, day 14, day 1, day 21, and I would just share the journey. And it wasn't just me talking about like, hey, I'm losing the baby weight, but right here, it's like the reason I'm so passionate about helping other women with health and fitness has not been the number on scale, but internal growth and confidence. And I'm just sharing my story about how my marriage has gotten better, how I'm, the mom who can wear shorts at the park and I don't even think about it, not because I look amazing, but because I've developed confidence, and this is how. So really just kind of sharing your journey along the way. And so if you haven't committed to a program yet, that's the very first step. It's kind of like, here's what I'm doing. I'm doing Bar Blend. I'm doing ADD Obsession. Like, whatever it is, you pick it. If you're not sure, talk to us and we can help. Then you're just going to kind of share that process along the way. The very first invites that you do, and we're going to talk about this again a little bit more, but it's just to be a conversation. So this is probably the one thing that people get the most nervous about, is when we say, you're going to have to talk to people, and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to talk to people. It's easy to kind of somehow get behind a screen and all of a sudden feel super awkward. And quite honestly, 4 years in, this still can happen to me. But truly, I have to sit down and think about what an incredible opportunity this is, and how my life has changed in so many ways since I became a challenger and then I became a coach. And I just stop and think, like, how could I not share about this? Like, it might not be for everybody, but I know that it's for a lot of people. And so I first of all just get myself in the right mindset. Drink some Energize, put on some pump up music, like get really excited. And then I'm having conversations. And so what I mean by that is just an actual normal conversation. You're not reaching out to close the sale. That's not the only reason you're connecting. And we're going to kind of take you through this process, but maybe they liked your photo that you posted announcing you were a coach, or sharing your week update progress or something like that. And you just thank you so much.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Thank you so much for the love on my post. That meant a lot to me. And, so I'm a little nervous putting my journey out here, but I'm so excited to share it. I have my next challenge group starting. If you ever want to learn more, I would love to chat with you. So that's like an invite is in there, but it's just genuinely thanking them from the heart for what they're sharing. It's also sometimes just connecting with them, like, hey, thank you so much. I love putting up polls of like, what do you want to see more of this week? Like, healthy breakfasts or crazy kids or something like that. And I'll share them, and then I'll shoot them a message and say like, hey, I saw you voted you wanted healthy breakfast. I'm totally going to share mine this week, but here's a little link to like my favorite healthy egg cups or something like that. So I'm just serving, I'm just having connections, I'm just opening the door and building some trust with people. And every message with a call to action, and this is meaning what do you want your viewer to do? Do you want them to like the post? Do you want them to go to the link in your bio? Do you want them to leave a comment of how old their kids are too, or what their favorite snack food is? Like, just give them direction. You are the expert. You might not feel like you are, but you are, and you need to start viewing yourself as that. And also, we're gonna have you slow down. So you can kind of see these things on here. I know that when I was a brand new coach, I would word vomit on people. They'd say they were interested, and I'd be like, and here's a challenge pack, it's $160, and blah, 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 and I don't, it's amazing I made any sales as a new coach, quite honestly. But the thing is, they are real people with real needs, and it's super, super, super vulnerable, I think, especially as a woman, to reach out about fitness, their weight, their nutrition. Like, this is like a sacred territory that we get to enter with them. And so always, always, always have the conversation. So when they reach out, and again, we will help you with this process through, but I want to kind of cover it tonight just so you know what you're getting yourself into, is don't feel like you have to be an expert on every Beachbody program and nutrition plan right now at all. We're here to help you. Your job is to simply connect with people and hear their stories. And then we can kind of help you as you learn more what to connect them with. It's like, perfect. Do you want more info? What is your current like health and fitness goal? And maybe say like, hey, I really want to lose the baby weight, or, you know, I'm trying to fit into a dress for my sister's wedding or something like that. Awesome. What does your current routine look like? And then they tell you, do you have anything you need to be careful of or avoid? And maybe they hate cardio or, you know, something, and you're just actually having that conversation with them. And then once you feel like you've had that and can get to know them a little bit, and again, we'll have some tools that will help you with this and help it not take ages and ages, but you can make the recommendation of how excited you are for them to join your boot camp and how you're going to help meet their specific need. It's not just slapping a Band-Aid across the top of like, here's the one size fits all solution. It's truly having that conversation, slowing down, getting to know them, and being able to tailor it to them. So we have scripts, we have lots of tools for you guys to use, but the most important thing that you can do is just use your own voice and take what we give you and tweak it. People are going to say no. People are going to say, oh my gosh, I thought you were offering it for free. And I don't know how people still think that, but they do. Like, it's a part of the process. So do not let that discourage you at all. And especially as a new coach, it's kind of a finessing period of learning how to do this and how to have these conversations in a way that feels authentic. The worst thing that you can do is send someone your link to sign up for your Team Beachbody website and say, perfect, here's all the options. Do not do that. You're going to have a conversation. You're going to be confident in the value that you have to offer, and you're going to break it down piece by piece. And when you're in the middle of a conversation and you don't know what to say, you're going to shoot a message to Rachel or myself. You're going to tag us in the new coach training and say, help, here's what she needs, and we will help you kind of move on from there. So that's the invites piece. Before I move on, do you guys have questions on that? It looks like Rachel jumped on now too, so that's awesome. I'm learning to attach my worthiness. Yes, Tanika, do not attach your worthiness to other people's responses. It's true. You can only control what you can control, which is you. That's it. So when they say no, or when they roll their eyes, or when they make snarky comments, or any of those things, like, that is not a reflection on you. That is honestly a reflection on them. And that can be really hard to overcome, truly. And that's why going back to the personal development, like we talked about, is so important, because you have to be so rooted in the confidence of your purpose for this business, why you're doing it. And I want you to think about it beyond just, I help people lose weight. What is the platform that you have to truly impact lives? And when you can feel confident in the results that you are getting just physically, that will help. But then when you take it that next level of truly being excited and passionate about what you have, and honestly, if they're being party poopers, you don't want them in your groups anyways. Like, I've had some party poopers on my team. I've had some party poopers in my challenge groups, and it is not fun. And so truly, like, I always come back to when I get, I'm not as much now, but like, especially as a newer coach, and I get nervous about this, or I'd have someone who said no, I'd have to just stop and think, like, this is helping me get healthier. It's helping my marriage. It's making me a better mom. I just feel more confident. Like, all of these things, it's earning me an income that's providing for my kids. So if anyone wants to make fun of me for that, like, those are really great things, and I don't know why they would, and so they just have a problem. Like, it's their issue, because they don't have to pay my bills or live in my body or parent my children. So until they do those things, like, they can kind of shut it, because all of these things are really good. So that might be, I get sassy sometimes. But yeah, so just be confident and walk through the process. You will stumble, you will fall, you will get better when you keep going, and that's the most important part. So your second goal as a new coach, and Rachel, you can jump in at any point. I don't need to like run the show. We just kind of started here, is Emerald. And we're going to talk about this a lot as we get kind of over the next few weeks, but we want to put it on your radar tonight, just because I think having goals is super important. And this should be your number one goal as a new coach, to hit it in your first 30 days. Why this is important is, you don't have to really understand what all this is, but we're going to help you sign up most likely your first 2 customers as a discount coach or a working coach, if they want to kind of link arms and do this with you, because it's going to unlock the compensation plan where you start to earn some residual income. And it really is kind of that first key to rolling this. And Rachel and I want you guys to be successful. We want you to hit the goals that you have for this business, the things that you want to use it to provide for. And so as you trust us along the way, this is one of those things that is just, as a new coach, kind of a non-negotiable. Your gates are open for business, your doors are open, and then here's that next step, and we'll walk you through that. But I just wanted to put it on your radar tonight. Rachel, do you want to do this, or do you want me to do it? I don't care.
Sorry, it kicked me out because my other Zoom downloaded. I lost you for a minute. Okay.
Oh.
Now I'm back. Hey guys. Sorry, I was on another training call. Abby and I are like on fire today, aren't we?
We're on all the calls.
So yeah, sharing on social media. Oh my gosh. Like, we just talked about this on the next level of our coach training, our phase 2 training. And somebody actually asked, like, do you ever get tired of posting on social media? And I think that's a really good question, and a really common concern. But I think Abby and I both would teach you guys not to look at social media as like a have to, but a get to. And at first it's going to feel awkward. It's going to feel strange. You know, like, I didn't post on social media whatsoever whenever I became a coach. Like, if I posted anything, it was just on Facebook, and it was just every now and then a picture of my kids, so that like people out of town could see what we were doing, you know. I had like less than, I don't even know, I don't think I had very many followers at all on Instagram, and I had 150 followers on Facebook. So, you know, I was not the posting queen and like social media, like interacting queen. So I had to start posting. You are going to, honestly, we had you guys complete that assignment of the color wheel. Beth sent me hers in Messenger, which was awesome. And so like, those are the things you're going to start posting about. Your goal is to post like once a day on Instagram, and then on Facebook, maybe 2, maybe 3 times a day. You're not going to be like, go crazy with it, but just start posting. You know, like we definitely can give you like a posting example calendar. But you know, like, post about your workout one day, post about your favorite thing to do on the weekend with family. You know, like Beth, you said you are a dog mom. Pink is your favorite color. Maybe you do like on Wednesdays we wear pink because that's from some, like, what is that, Mean Girls movie? You know, like just start posting. We will guide you in your content more and more as we go through this group. But right now we really just want you guys to start. And we can, again, like Abby, we can talk about, I don't know if we'll do those like the daily, we used to do the social media post thing. I don't really want to restrict you as far as what you say and what you post on social media. The biggest thing we don't want you to start doing is just be a Beachbody coach on your social media feed, because yes, when I became a coach, I was now a coach, and I wanted to start sharing my fitness journey, but I was still a mom. I was still a teacher. I was still somebody who struggled with, you know, volume eating. I struggled with spending too much money, you know, like, I was still the same person. I was just now adding the coaching and the fitness element to who I already was. So you can look at our social media feeds right here. We've got an example of me and Abby, and you can see, like, you wouldn't go to our feed and just be like, oh, she's a coach. She's like with Team Beachbody. You wouldn't even know we're with Team Beachbody from our feed. And that's kind of what we want. We want you to be yourself. We want you to share content that you feel motivated to share, inspired to share. And, you know, a lot of that stuff is going to come from like your personal development. But just start posting. Post about your workout once or twice a week. Post about your family at least once a week. Share a food pic and a recipe or something one week. If you go out with girlfriends on the weekend, share a picture, talk about your friendships, that type of thing. You're really just giving your followers an opportunity to learn more about you, right? And you are going to make a post about your challenge group. You're going to make a coaching coming out post, but really more of your inviting will be done in your stories. But you watch us, you see us, right now, just follow our example. Don't ever emulate, don't ever copy other people's wording or anything like that, but definitely use us as inspiration. If you are reading The Slight Edge, which you should be reading, that book, and as a brand new coach, gave me tons of inspiration for my social media posts. I would be inspired by something I read in that book, and I would slap it with a fitness photo, and that would be my like pump you up, kind of like get your workout done kind of post. I used to do a lot of those. So that's where you're going to start. So this is just our starting point, and we'll grow on that a little bit more. Abby, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I would just say, I think exactly what Rachel said. And one of the best things you can do is think like, why am I posting this? Don't just post to post. I don't want to, I love your guys' beautiful faces, but it kills me when I see coaches on my team just posting a picture of them in their shake or that they worked out. Because I don't care. I mean, I do care about you, but like as just a random person on the internet, I don't care that you're drinking a shake or working out. I know, like, why should it matter to me? So thinking through, like, does it educate, inspire, encourage, make someone laugh? Like, is it sharing a tip for getting out the door on time to work, or that maybe just a motivation of something that you overcame during your workout that really stood out? Like, just those things. So just think of, like, don't just be like, drank my shake, feeling great. Like, Rachel and I did that as new coaches, and don't scroll back because it's a waste of your time, but you'll see that. But truly, 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 the best things that will set you apart in this business is to share you. That's what people care about. So we already talked about this, I think. Yeah, perfect. This is a really terrible example of what not to do. So this is like one of my very first posts here on the left, and it's like $10 off with the order of, and it's like super grainy. It was one of my very first challengers. I'm actually really proud of her, but like, they got 2 likes. It's just like, don't do that. Terrible. This one is actually a call to action post. I think I can make it a little bigger here. I'm talking about my August boot camps being open, but I opened with like, Paisley slept through the night. I used to wander the college gym, spend an hour in there, and somehow end up only running on the treadmill for 30 minutes. It felt like 3 hours. Like, that's something that people, like, I would relate to if I was reading this and be like, oh, okay, I want to do what she's doing. That looks more fun. So we'll help you with that. But yes, this part of it. So I really love this. This kind of comes back to that mindset that we were talking about earlier, but this is a business that can blow your socks off, truly. You have got to give yourself the time to let it do that. And one of the things I always like to think about is when you start a new job or a new class in school or something like that, like typically when you're at a job, you have at least 4 to 8 hours where you're learning that a day, right? Or in college, you have time. And for most of us, Beth, I can't speak for you, but I know for Rachel and Tanika and myself, and I'm assuming you, Beth, you're working this into an already very busy full life. And you don't have 8 hours a day to sit and work. I would love 8 hours a day to sit and work. I love this business. Like, that would make me so happy, but I don't have that. So you have to first and foremost give yourself the grace that there is a learning curve, and it might feel really steep when you only have 15 to 30 minute chunks to work on stuff. So be here in a year. I'd really encourage you that you have to go through all the seasons. As your life changes, as the seasons change, you have to have that kind of vision and belief. And one of the best things that I was told as a new coach is also that in year 2, it all changes. And I will say that's true. And we would love for you to have that level of success sooner than us. And that is our goal as your upline coaches. But year 2 is when you suddenly start, if you're being super consistent, where you suddenly start to see that close to full-time or full-time income coming in. You start to see some of these big things happening. But a lot of people quit at month 3 when it feels hard and they feel overwhelmed. So this success can be yours, but it doesn't happen overnight. And so a couple things, just like a workout, you have to track it to see success. You have to do the vital behaviors that we're talking about and use the business activity tracker, just like you would track weight for your children. It's a twofold piece of it. There's those big public victories that you're going to have, advancements and all the things. And then there's the private ones. You got really brave and shared part of your story, or you had a conversation As soon as you stop, the results are going to get further away. Guys have ever I am not a runner, but whenever I start running again, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm dying because somehow taking 2 weeks off or 2 days off makes me lose mileage. It's the same thing in this business. Momentum is so hard to regain, and you can do it, but we would just like you to never get to the point where you have to. So just doing these simple behaviors, taking these little 30-minute pockets of your day and actually implementing what we're teaching you and keeping it simple, that will keep that momentum going. And then don't overcomplicate it. This business is share your journey. You get healthy and work on being your best self. You share that publicly. You invite people to join them and you help them do that. That's it. It's so simple. And we tend to overcomplicate everything and don't compare. There are people who are going to start this business at the same time as you who might be further along than you in 6 months or way further behind. But your journey is your journey and you are right where you need to be. So just know that and just keep showing up for you and sharing what God has put on your heart and in your life with confidence and grace. And you are going to see amazing success. And I'm super excited for you. Let's see here. Rachel, do we want to do this tonight or no? I guess we can. We're really on
to do next.
all the calls.
Do it.
Do you want me to talk about this?
Oh, let's see. So this is just earning potential.
Yeah, so you can kind of.
Yeah. So I know. Well, I'll go over a little bit. So
Okay.
Just to reiterate, I know Abby already talked about you want your goal is to help 3 people every single month. We have. Did you talk about Success Club?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So this just gives you a breakdown of if you hit Success Club your first 3 months, what your earning potential pretty much comes to. And I think it's important. I know people don't love to talk about money, but obviously you're running a business, so you need to understand the financial part of it. Success Club is a business goal because one, it serves people. We can't help people if we're not putting the tools and the products into their hands. And then the thing I love about Beachbody is that we don't sell something and walk away, do we? If you're here, you're in a challenge group, you see, you get what we give people. So you can be confident in that. But also, hitting Success Club every month, that is how your income is going to grow. So this is just a breakdown of what happens when you sign those first 3 people. You basically get your investment back from signing up. That you get $150 just if you sell a basic challenge pack. By month 2, and if you have a couple people who stay on Shakeology, then you are at $246, which means you're paying for your Shakeology and you're also making money on top of that, right? And then by month 3, if you hit Success Club again and you still have people drinking Shakeology, then in a total of 3 months you could have earned up to close to $800. So that's no small thing, you guys. That's really huge. That's a lot. When I was a new coach and still today, that's a lot of money. So, we want you to look at Success Club as service, but we also want you to understand you don't grow business if you're not hitting these basic benchmarkers. So that's that. I don't think I can advance for it.
No. So then the next one, this is just a breakdown of how you earn Success Club. And like I mentioned, they changed the qualifications where you have 6 months in as a new coach to do it. But these are kind of the combo. Honestly, probably 95% of these are going to be a challenge pack that either includes the performance line or Shakeology. This is how I sign up 99% of my people because it's the total solution. And there'll be some information in our new coach training about that. But I think it's important to know that you also get Success Club points for just Shakeology or just the Shakeology boosts or the performance line or beach bars. So there's different things, you can definitely set people up in different ways. It's not only Beachbody on Demand. So just be aware that there's some other ways to do that. And we'll make sure as the month goes on that we're getting you kind of set in that way. So let's see here. Beth, have you gotten your promo codes? You think you have? Okay. Do you want me to take this, Rachel, or do you want to take it? I feel like you're always really good at explaining that.
I gotta unmute myself.
You're always super good.
Promo codes. This is so easy. I think I would advise you. I think the first people who are going to be your challengers are probably going to be people that you know already, right? We're going to teach you how to grow your social media following, how to start conversations with new people, all that stuff. But honestly, the first people that are going to be your customers are going to be your family, your friends, maybe your spouse. I would just honestly reach out to them and be like, hey, I started this new thing. I've been working out. I've been like, actually, like, I mean, I know Beth, you have great results already. Like, this is working for me and I love it. And I'm part of a community. And my coach told me that I could actually help 3 other people join our boot camp this month. And I wanted to ask you first. So like, you know, just ask them if they would like some more information. And then if they say yes, then, you know, we're going to help you walk through that conversation. But just say, hey, I've got $10 off. Like, I only get to give this to 3 people. And the challenge pack is a huge savings anyways, but I can actually give you $10 off as one of my first customers. And so if they buy a challenge pack, they save $10, you get 2 success points, and that helps you hit that first goal. So, you know, like we said here, like ask your best friend, you know, if you sign your husband up as a coach under you and he's drinking Shakeology or the Performance Line, you can sign him up with a challenge pack and use your $10 code for him. If your mom wants to support you or your sister, whatever, you know, like they're going to get, if they buy a challenge pack, they're going to get Shakeology and workout. So it's not like they're just throwing money to help you hit a business goal. Like, they actually get something in return that could change their life. So make sure that you understand that as you are talking to your first people about your challenge group. This works. Like, we see it every day. Our challenge groups are awesome and amazing. I know Abby's are too. And so, like, you know, you are inviting them to something good that's applicable to anyone and everyone. So, but you do have those $10 off. I think they only last for what, first 30 days, Abby, is that right?
Yeah, I think it's your first 30 days from enrollment. So it's not a month thing. It's like when you sign up as a coach.
Okay.
Yeah. 30 days. So
if you haven't used them, use them.
Yeah, but, it's awesome.
Yeah, we want you guys. I don't know. Do we have the BAT in the new coach training? We can put it in there.
I need to upload it in there still.
Okay. This is our business activity tracker. Oh, I've got to turn it. And it literally tells you what to do. I still use this. I use this every day. I use it every day. I use it as a brand new coach and I use it now. But it tells you what to do every single day. And it's the things that we talked about on this call, like posting on social media, like connecting with people, adding followers, you know. It even tells you in your Instagram, your stories, it gives you examples of what to post about throughout the day. So you don't have to be like, well, Rachel and Abby told me to start making stories. What do I do? You make a post about daily life. You see me talk about my scripture every morning, or I talk about my kids sometime throughout the day. I always share my workout because we're approved with the products. I usually share a Shakeology or an Energize story. But I never say the words. It's just, I use my go-go juice or my superfoods, right? And I share a healthy meal. I do invite to something almost every single day. And again, you guys, you can use stories that we make, or we can give you some suggestions. Next week, we're really going to dive into social media and apps and things like that. So to invite people to a challenge group, you can just go in your stories and talk about your challenge group and invite people. That's very simple. Pop a poll in there and ask people if they want more information, recognition, and shout out. So, but anyways, this is your business activity tracker. We want you to print 4. I mean, you can print 50 because we're 1 week into the year. You can print one for every week left in the year if you want to. That is why mine is spiral bound. I did print that many. So that is what I want you guys to do. Definitely, you guys, you're always a challenger, always a challenger. Show up in your challenge group. And honestly, if you post something in your challenge group, you can post it in your stories. I don't use Beachbody terms in my stories or my social media very often, not because I'm ashamed of them, but because I want people to come to me and ask me questions about what I'm doing, not go look it up online and order Beachbody on Demand or Shakeology without me. Definitely have The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. That's your personal development book. Read it 10 minutes a day. We're not asking you to give an hour to a book, although it's really good, but 10 minutes a day. I actually used to listen to it on my drive back and forth to work. But it's a great book. It's going to give you some motivation. And honestly, Abby was talking about, don't start and stop. That's a lot about what this book is about. It's about that compound effect of just continually taking action and seeing it happen. Start sharing your journey, obviously, and inviting people to join you. We want you guys to make your coach announcement. Make your coach announcement. Today is Wednesday. Honestly, Abby, does that post go up this week in training?
Yes, it went up today
Oh, did it? I missed that.
about like how to do it.
Yeah, about your
Yeah.
coaching announcement. Awesome. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I missed that.
Okay.
But yes, so go and read that. Write your coach announcement. Find a picture that you want to put in it and either share it with your upline, with us, or pop it below that post that Abby put up today. And we want you to post it tomorrow night. Okay? Yeah. Look.
Yeah. Just rip the Band-Aid off, friends. I posted mine at midnight and then cried.
I posted mine really late that night too. I forgot.
Like, no one will see it if I don't know how I thought I was gonna be a successful business owner by.
Oh, I know. I did the same thing, but
It's
we're
scary.
gonna like give you guys more confidence in that.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay, this is a little different.
yeah, you want to take the next?
Yeah. So these are kind of our expectations for you. Is Rachel and I, like, we love you guys, and I know that for both of us, mentoring you guys is what truly lights our hearts on fire. That's the favorite part of the business for me, hands down. So our expectations for you is that we will meet you where you're at. We're not going to drag you. We're not going to come to your house and chase you down and make you post on your stories. But as your uplines, as your leaders, it is our responsibility to show you the way, to set the bar, to believe in you, and to breathe that belief into you and give you the assignments that we know will make you successful. So what we're asking you to do is to show up for an hour a day to build your business, even if it's in 10-minute pockets and you're taking an extra long bathroom break hiding from your kids. I did my business usually between 9 and 11 at night when I was sitting on the floor after my son went to bed when I was working full time. So you kind of find the pockets that work for you. Share your tracker in our group. Show up for our calls. Be willing to fail forward. Hold on. And then achieve, I didn't update this, but achieve Success Club by the end of the month. January is the perfect time to start as a new coach because everybody wants to get healthy and everybody has all their New Year's resolutions. So I don't want to tell you like, oh, it's going to be easy, but truly it's a really fun time to start because people are a lot more excited to get healthy than they are in November when Thanksgiving's coming up. So you're going to look, you can go fast, Daddy, help you go potty. Daddy will help you. You're going to subscribe to Team Beachbody 411 page. This is what has like all of the weekly announcements and stuff like that. And the Beachbody Champions page, it has a really great training unit section. We're going to be covering a lot of that in our new coach mentorship as well. And then really what we're going to do next with you guys, I'll stop sharing the screen here, is we are going to help, Rachel and I are going to have you guys actually run a challenge group as a new coach mentorship group. And we are going to give you the training wheels and we will help you. But we're going to like actually have you step up as the leaders that you are. And so we'll help you with scripts and all of that. But I think, when did we say they were going to start it, Rachel? Did we actually pick a day? Was it like the 24th or something?
Yes, it was
20th?
20, it was today, the 8th. It could be the 20th or the 27th.
I think the 27th, because then they could roll
Yeah,
it.
27th. That's what I think too.
Yeah. Perfect. So you guys, when you're inviting to something, you're inviting to your, we can call it your February boot camp, but your group that's going to be kicking off January 27th is when your next boot camp is going to be kicking off. So you have like a very concrete date to invite to, you'll know exactly what it is, and we will help you. Like I said, we'll help you run it. We'll help you get everything, but it is going to be your guys' challenge group, and we're super excited and proud of you already. I know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I was going to say, we've been doing this for 5 years, about 5 years each. And we find that you guys have more success when you take that ownership early, and we are not dumping you off to run your own challenge group in any way. We will be there with you. We have scripts for you. We will be in there and co-lead with you even. If you want us to, I'd be happy to do that. But you will be more confident and have more success when you have your challenge group, start your challenge group earlier. So that's our reasoning behind that. And honestly, we just knew with this class of new coaches that you guys would rock it.
And your people are going to connect more with you than they will with me. Like,
yep.
Toddler.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Your challengers aren't going to care who I am. They're going to want to know you, see you more. So, all right. Do you guys have any questions for us? Oh my gosh, we threw like a lot at you. You may be like on overload, and that's okay. That's okay. That's kind of normal for this business, but I promise we're going to break this stuff down in the training page. So please, hey Paisley. So please ask questions, and don't hesitate to ask questions. Like, that's what we're here for. And we're going to be here every week at 8 o'clock. Okay. So I thrived. Like, I would have quit on day 3 without my training group and without the weekly calls. Like, every week Melanie like talked me off a ledge, and she didn't even know it. So, you know, like, like use us. We have the knowledge, we have the expertise, we have the success systems. And so we are here to pour into you. So use us. All right. Does anybody have any questions before we go? Y'all are the winners already because you showed up on the call.
I know. Yeah, you guys get gold stars. I will upload this recording and I'll upload the business activity tracker and kind of a little rundown of what we talked about tonight. And then you'll just see those new coach, the rest of the posts pop up this week. So
yeah, and I'll post next week. So
awesome.
All right, you guys. Well, good night.
Bye.
Bye.